Out there in the vast ocean of stars, nestled between the constellations of Andromeda and Perseus, lies a spiral of light so distant it takes nearly 3 million years for its glow to reach our eyes, the Triangulum Galaxy. This cosmic neighbor, though smaller than our Milky Way, hides secrets that twist the rules of physics and baffle even the sharpest minds in astronomy. Picture a place where reality bends, where strange objects float like ghostly anomalies, defying everything we think we know about the universe. Among its swirling arms and glittering clusters, astronomers have stumbled upon something extraordinary. 30 objects so bizarre, so utterly inexplicable, that they've sparked debates, theories, and even a touch of cosmic fear. What could these mysterious structures be? Are they remnants of an ancient collision, artifacts of alien engineering, or something else entirely, phenomena we haven't even named yet? The Triangulum Galaxy, often overshadowed by its larger siblings like Andromeda, has quietly become one of the most tantalizing puzzles in modern astrophysics. Its strange objects don't behave like stars, black holes, or any known celestial bodies. Some flicker unpredictably, others vanish and reappear without warning, and a few emit signals that shouldn't exist according to our current understanding of space. This isn't just science, it's a detective story written across the cosmos, and we're only just beginning to piece together the clues. Tonight, we're setting off on a journey to explore these enigmas up close. We'll dive into the latest research, the wildest theories, and the mind-bending possibilities that could rewrite our place in the universe. Whether these objects are natural oddities or something far more profound, one thing's certain: the Triangulum Galaxy is challenging us to think bigger, to question deeper, and to marvel at the sheer strangeness lurking in the darkness beyond. So buckle up, because by the time we're done, you'll never look at the night sky the same way again. The first of these cosmic oddities stops astronomers in their tracks, an enormous glowing hexagon drifting silently through the Triangulum Galaxy. Stretching nearly 2,000 light-years across, this geometric marvel defies the chaos of space with its near-perfect symmetry. Unlike the spiraling arms of galaxies or the jagged debris of supernova, this structure radiates an eerie, pulsating light shifting between deep cobalt and an unnatural violet, as if some unseen force is tuning its glow like a cosmic dial. What makes it even stranger, its sides don't just shimmer, they flicker in unison, as though the entire structure is a single, synchronized entity. Natural formations in space rarely obey such precise angles. Nebulas billow, stars explode, and black holes warp spacetime unpredictably. Yet here, against all odds, hangs a polygon so exact it could have been drawn with a ruler. Scientists first dismissed it as an illusion, a trick of overlapping dust clouds, but repeated observations confirmed its impossible geometry. Some researchers whisper about alien megastructures, citing theoretical designs like Dyson swarms or quantum energy harvesters. Could this be evidence of a civilization harnessing starlight on an unimaginable scale? Others argue for a natural explanation, however fantastical. One leading theory suggests it's the aftermath of a hyper-advanced black hole collision, where warped spacetime snapped back into a temporary crystalline shape. Another proposes a bizarre new form of plasma physics, where magnetic fields under extreme pressure self-organize into geometric patterns. Then there's the chilling third option, that we're seeing something entirely unknown, a phenomenon with no name yet in our textbooks. Whatever the truth, the hexagon's light patterns hold another clue. Every 37 hours, like clockwork, its glow dims by exactly 8%, a rhythmic dip unlike any natural celestial pulse. It's as if the structure is breathing or signaling or waiting. Deep in the heart of the Triangulum Galaxy, another enigma looms, a colossal structure that defies every expectation of cosmic chaos. Nicknamed the Silent Monolith, this towering slab stretches over 1,200 light-years tall. Its surface so unnaturally smooth it reflects starlight like polished chrome. No asteroid impact scars, no stellar winds etching its face, just flawless metallic planes stretching into the void at perfect right angles. It drifts without rotation, without sound, as if the universe itself dares not disturb it. What stops astronomers cold isn't just its size, it's the precision. Natural celestial bodies crumble, crack, or melt under the forces of space. Yet here, against all logic, stands a structure with edges sharper than a diamond's cut. Spectral analysis reveals no known mineral composition. Instead, its surface absorbs and re-emits light in pulses too rhythmic to dismiss as random. Some compare it to the monolith from science fiction, an alien artifact placed deliberately, a cosmic billboard screaming, "Look closer." Not everyone leaps to extraterrestrial conclusions, though. One camp argues it could be a bizarre quark nova remnant where ultra-dense matter collapsed into a crystalline lattice. Others propose a freak magnetic anomaly where interstellar plasma froze into a titanic slab under conditions we've never replicated, but the most unsettling theory, that we're seeing the outer shell of something far larger, a dormant machine, a vault, or worse, a beacon. Then there's the silence. Every object in space hums with radiation from pulsars to rogue planets. Yet the monolith emits nothing, no heat, no radio waves, not even the faintest gravitational ripple. It's less an object and more a void, as if someone carved a hole in reality itself. The only clue, a single hairline fracture near its base, glowing with an unidentifiable energy. Some say it's damage, others whisper it's an invitation. But perhaps the most haunting mystery in the Triangulum Galaxy isn't a solid structure at all. It's a churning, pulsing vortex of raw energy that behaves like nothing else in the known universe. Astronomers call it the pulse, a swirling maelstrom of light and radiation spanning nearly 900 light-years, with rhythmic flashes so precise they resemble a cosmic heartbeat. At its core, an unidentifiable force emits bursts of energy every 4 minutes and 33 seconds, not just light, but a symphony of frequencies spanning gamma rays to radio waves, all pulsing in perfect unison. What makes the pulse so unsettling isn't just its regularity, it's the way it occasionally stumbles. Like a skipping record, its rhythm fractures without warning, speeding up or slowing down for exactly 11 cycles before snapping back to its original tempo. These glitches defy all known astrophysical processes. Neutron stars, the universe's natural metronomes, maintain near-perfect timing thanks to their immense gravity. But the pulse isn't a star. It's a gaping whirlpool of energy with no visible mass at its center, as if space-time itself has torn open and begun breathing. Theories run wild. One camp suggests it's the death throes of a hyperdimensional black hole, its collapse sending shockwaves through reality like ripples in a pond. Others propose a natural particle accelerator of unimaginable scale, where cosmic rays spiral at near light speed, creating artificial beats as they collide. But the most radical idea, that we're witnessing a message, the pulse's frequency shifts align eerily with prime numbers, a pattern often cited as potential evidence of intelligent design. Yet the vortex holds another secret. It's growing. Every decade, its diameter expands by roughly the width of our solar system, swallowing nearby gas clouds not by consuming them but by transforming them. Matter entering the vortex doesn't vanish, it reappears moments later, altered. Atoms emerge rearranged, isotopes shuffled like a deck of cards. If this is natural, it rewrites nuclear physics. If it's not, we may be looking at something far more profound than a cosmic oddity. One thing's certain, the pulse doesn't just challenge our understanding of space. It mocks it. Among these celestial oddities, none unsettle astronomers quite like the Twin Black Orbs, two flawless spheres of utter darkness, locked in an endless dance at the edge of the Triangulum Galaxy. Each perfectly smooth and featureless, they absorb every wavelength of light thrown at them, appearing as voids even against the blackness of space. but what truly defies explanation is their motion. Instead of following the predictable arcs of gravity, they glide around each other in precise, geometric patterns, zigzagging, spiraling, even pausing mid-orbit as if guided by an unseen hand. Their composition is just as baffling. Standard telescopes detect nothing, no heat, no radiation, not even the faintest gravitational lensing. It's as though they're made of something that bends the rules of physics itself. Some theorists suggest they could be primordial dark matter, condensed into dense, stable forms unlike anything we've observed. Others propose they're black hole fossils, the remnants of collapsed singularities that somehow shed their event horizons, leaving behind indestructible orbs of pure spacetime curvature. But the most spine-tingling hypothesis that they're not natural at all but engineered. Their movements mirror quantum entanglement experiments where particles react instantaneously across vast distances. Could these orbs be some kind of cosmic communication device, or worse, a surveillance system left behind by an intelligence we can't begin to fathom? Then there's the silence. Most cosmic duos, binary stars orbiting black holes, emit detectable energy, but the twin orbs are utterly mute. The only hint of their presence comes from the stars around them, which subtly avoid their path, drifting aside like water parting around a stone. Whatever they are, one thing's clear: they don't belong in this universe as we understand it, and they've been watching, unblinking, for longer than humanity has existed. The Fractal Nebula hangs in the Triangulum Galaxy like a cosmic fingerprint, an intricate, swirling cloud that repeats itself in endless, mesmerizing patterns. At first glance, it resembles a snowflake magnified a billion times, its delicate branches stretching outward in perfect symmetry. But this is no ordinary nebula. While most cosmic clouds billow in chaotic plumes, the Fractal Nebula unfolds with mathematical precision, its structure echoing the same geometric shapes at every scale, from light years across down to the limits of our telescopic resolution. This self-repeating design defies all known laws of stellar formation. Nebulas typically arise from the explosive death of stars or the turbulent collapse of gas, creating structures as unpredictable as smoke in the wind. Yet the Fractal Nebula's patterns are so exact they could have been plotted by an equation. Its arms branch at consistent angles, splitting again and again into smaller, identical versions of themselves, a phenomenon seen only in mathematical constructs like the Mandelbrot set, not in the messy reality of deep space. Astronomers first dismissed it as a data glitch, a trick of overlapping light, but the deeper they looked, the more undeniable it became. Spectroscopy revealed its glowing gas wasn't just arranged in fractals, it was vibrating in harmonic frequencies, as if the entire nebula was resonating like a struck tuning fork. Some theorists suggest it's the aftermath of a collision between universes, where the very fabric of spacetime cracked and healed in geometric scars. Others propose a radical idea that we're seeing a dimensional projection, a three-dimensional shadow of an object infinitely more complex. Then there's the eerie stillness. Most nebulas churn with violent stellar winds or the shockwaves of newborn stars. The Fractal Nebula, though, is utterly calm, its patterns unchanging, unmoved by the chaos around it. It doesn't evolve, it doesn't dissipate, it simply exists, a frozen moment in the cosmos, as if someone pressed pause on reality itself. The only movement comes from its core, where an unidentifiable energy source pulses once every 28 days, sending ripples through the fractal arms like waves through a spider's web. Could this be nature's most elaborate accident, or is it something else entirely, a blueprint, a message, or even a cosmic experiment? Whatever the answer, one thing's certain: the universe isn't just stranger than we imagine. It's stranger than we can imagine. Amid the eerie wonders of the Triangulum Galaxy, one object chills astronomers to the bone: the Screaming Comet. Unlike any icy wanderer we've seen before, this rogue traveler doesn't just streak silently through the void. It howls as it carves its erratic path between the stars. It bombards space with radio waves so unnerving, early researchers dubbed them cosmic screams, pulsing, distorted signals that rise and fall like the wails of a living thing. What makes these screams so unsettling isn't just their sound, it's their structure. Most comets emit faint, chaotic static as solar winds strip particles from their surfaces. But the Screaming Comet's signals are shockingly ordered. Analyzed as audio, they form distinct harmonic layers, with frequencies shifting in patterns that mirror animal distress calls or even, some argue, language-like cadences. One team even translated the pulses into a visual spectrogram, revealing jagged peaks eerily reminiscent of vocal cords in motion. Then there's its trajectory. Comets typically follow predictable elliptical orbits flung by gravity's hand. This one defies all rules. It zigzags, accelerates without cause, and occasionally loops back on itself like a predator circling prey. Some suggest it's caught in an invisible web of dark matter. Others whisper it's choosing its path. Even more bizarre, the screams intensify whenever it nears stars, not just our sun, but any star, as if reacting to their light. Theories spiral from unsettling to outright terrifying. Could this be a fragment of a shattered alien megastructure, its broken circuitry still transmitting SOS signals across millennia? Or is it something older, a relic from before our universe where the laws of physics played by different rules? The most haunting possibility that the screams aren't a malfunction at all. They're a beacon, and whatever they're calling to hasn't answered yet. Drifting silently through the Triangulum Galaxy, the mirror shard glimmers like a broken piece of some celestial puzzle. This colossal fragment, stretching nearly 500 light-years across, reflects starlight with an eerie precision, but not as a normal mirror would. Instead, it warps and twists the images of galaxies behind it, bending their light into funhouse distortions that make entire star clusters appear stretched, inverted, or even duplicated. At first glance, it might resemble the aftermath of a cosmic collision, a shattered remnant of a once great structure. Yet the shard's edges are unnaturally smooth, as if cut deliberately rather than broken. Even more perplexing is its material. Standard telescopes detect no metal, no ice, no known reflective surface. Instead, the shard seems to be made of something far stranger, a form of spacetime itself, folded and polished into a reflective plane. Some researchers compare it to a theoretical gravity mirror, where the fabric of the universe has been bent so sharply that light can't escape its curve. Then there's the distortion effect. Most cosmic lenses, like black holes or dense nebulas, warp light predictably. The mirror shard, though, alters reflections based on angle, not distance. Stars viewed straight on appear normal, but shift slightly to the side, and their light contorts into spirals, fractals, or even unrecognizable smears. One team even recorded an entire galaxy appearing twice in the same reflection, as if the shard was showing them two different moments in time simultaneously. Natural explanations strain credibility. Could it be a fragment of a shattered wormhole, its event horizon frozen into a permanent reflective surface? Or perhaps a piece of alien technology, a cosmic screen designed to manipulate light for communication or camouflage? The most unsettling theory, that it's not a fragment at all but a door. Scans reveal faint, rhythmic vibrations emanating from its core, as if something on the other side is testing the lock. What truly haunts astronomers, though, is what happens when they try to map the shard's far side. Every probe or signal sent around it never returns. No data, no echoes, just silence. It's as if the other side doesn't exist, or worse, it exists somewhere else entirely. The clockwork rings of the Triangulum Galaxy spin with such unnerving precision. They could have been lifted straight from the gears of a celestial watch. Nestled between two spiral arms, this nested set of 12 concentric circles rotates in perfect sync, each ring moving at a different speed yet maintaining exact alignment, like the inner workings of some cosmic timepiece. The outermost ring completes one full rotation every 47 days, while the innermost whirls 3 times faster, their motion so flawless that astronomers initially suspected instrument error. But the truth is far stranger. This isn't machinery, at least not as we know it. What defies logic is the ring's composition. They're not solid. No metal or rock could withstand the tidal forces at their scale. Instead, they're woven from superheated plasma and magnetized dust, particles that should repel each other chaotically. Yet here, they cling together in razor-thin bands, held by an invisible force that bends electromagnetism to its will. The effect is hypnotic. Seen edge-on, the rings flash like a strobe, their glow pulsing in a sequence that repeats every 19 hours without variance. It's this rhythmic predictability that sparked the fiercest debates. Natural phenomena in space like pulsars or orbiting binaries drift slightly over time. The Clockwork Rings, their timing is exact down to the millisecond. Supporters of the natural explanation point to bizarre plasma physics, where overlapping magnetic fields could in theory create temporary order within chaos. They cite lab experiments where supercooled ions briefly form crystalline structures, suggesting the rings might be a scaled-up version of this phenomenon. But skeptics fire back. No known natural process explains the gear's self-correcting motion. When a passing star's gravity nudged the outer ring last year, the entire system adjusted within hours, redistributing momentum as if guided by an invisible hand. Then there's the signal. Buried in the ring's electromagnetic emissions is a repeating sequence of prime numbers, pulses counting 2, 3, 5, 7, and so on, embedded in the static like a signature. Mathematicians confirm the pattern isn't random. Engineers note its resemblance to error-checking codes used in human-made satellites, yet the numbers stop abruptly at 97, as if the message was cut off mid-transmission. Or perhaps, as some theorists suggest, it's not a message at all, but a coordinate. The most chilling possibility: we're not looking at a machine, but its shadow. Simulations show the ring's motion perfectly matches the hypothetical behavior of a rotating wormhole's event horizon. If true, their clockwork precision isn't engineering, it's the universe itself stitching space-time into a locked rhythm. And the numbers, they might not be a signal but a countdown. Stretching across the darkness like a celestial spider's masterpiece, the bioluminescent web drapes itself over 1,000 light-years of the Triangulum Galaxy's outer reaches. This delicate, glowing lattice pulses with otherworldly colors, shimmering turquoise veins threaded through with bursts of violet and deep crimson, as if the cosmos itself decided to weave a tapestry of living light. Unlike the harsh glare of stars or the diffuse glow of nebulas, the web's radiance is soft, organic, almost alive, shifting in intensity like the ebb and flow of a tide. What makes this structure so baffling isn't just its beauty, it's the way it behaves. Most cosmic filaments, like the strands of the cosmic web that connect galaxies, are shaped by gravity and dark matter. But the bioluminescent web defies these forces. Its threads don't sag or fracture under the pull of nearby stars. They ripple, reacting to disturbances with a fluidity that suggests something far stranger at play. When a rogue comet once grazed its edge, the entire network brightened momentarily, then dimmed in a wave that traveled outward like a neural impulse, a reaction more akin to a living organism than inert gas. Theories about its origin split into 2 camps, each more fantastical than the last. The first suggests it's a natural, albeit unprecedented, plasma phenomenon. Under extreme magnetic fields, ionized particles could theoretically self-organize into stable, luminous threads, much like the auroras of a planet scaled up to galactic proportions. But critics point out the web's patterns. Its threads intersect at precise angles, forming hexagonal nodes that repeat like honeycomb. Nature rarely builds with such geometric discipline. The second camp whispers of something far more extraordinary. The web's glow isn't random, it follows sequences eerily reminiscent of bioluminescent deep-sea organisms on Earth, pulsing in rhythms that could be mistaken for communication. Some researchers even detect faint harmonic vibrations in the surrounding dust, as if the web is singing. Could this be the remnants of an alien ecosystem, a life form that evolved to thrive in the vacuum of space, weaving energy itself into a living net? Or perhaps it's something else entirely, a cosmic-scale sensor array designed to harvest starlight or detect passing ships like a spider feeling vibrations in its silk. Then there's the mystery of its fuel. The web shouldn't glow at all without a power source, yet scans reveal no nearby stars or black holes to energize it. Instead, its light seems self-sustaining, drawing from an invisible reservoir of energy that defies our understanding of thermodynamics. Some speculate it's tapping into zero-point energy or quantum fluctuations, technologies we've only theorized. Others wonder if the web is older than the galaxy itself, a relic from a time when the laws of physics weren't quite what they are today. One thing's certain, the web isn't static. Over decades of observation, astronomers have watched it grow, new threads spinning themselves into existence with no apparent cause. They emerge not from the center, but randomly, as if the structure is solving some unseen puzzle, or preparing for something we can't yet imagine. Tucked away in a quiet corner of the Triangulum Galaxy spins an unassuming, crater-pocked world that harbors one of the most unsettling secrets astronomers have ever uncovered: the hollow planetoid. Roughly the size of Earth's moon, this rocky body orbits a dying red star, its surface scarred by eons of meteor impacts. But when researchers aimed their sensors beneath its dusty crust, they made a chilling discovery: this planetoid isn't solid. It's empty. Scans reveal a cavernous interior stretching nearly 80% of its diameter, a yawning void with no central core, no magma chambers, not even rubble, just an eerie, perfect hollow. Gravitational measurements confirm the impossible. Despite its mass, the planetoid's density is lower than a wisp of interstellar dust. It shouldn't exist. Rocky bodies this size always collapse under their own gravity, crushing inward until they form a dense, compact sphere. Yet here, against every law of planetary formation, spins a shell as fragile as an egg with nothing inside. Theories spiral from the scientifically bold to the downright terrifying. One camp suggests a catastrophic collision blasted away its core, leaving only a fractured crust behind. But there's no debris field, no trace of the missing material, as if the planetoid's insides were scooped out with surgical precision. Others propose a freakish quantum event where the core phase shifted into another dimension or collapsed into a microscopic black hole. Then there's the more unsettling idea that it was made this way. The planetoid's shell isn't uniform. Thermal scans show bizarre geometric patterns etched into the inner walls, grid-like formations resembling the structural supports of a colossal engineered habitat. Even stranger, the hollow center isn't completely dark. Faint, pulsing lights occasionally flicker deep within, though no instrument can pinpoint their source. Some researchers swear they've detected rhythmic vibrations echoing through the void, like distant machinery humming to life. But the most chilling detail: the planetoid's orbit is decaying, not from natural drag, but because it's losing mass. Tiny fractures spiderweb across its surface, venting trace gases into space gases that don't match any known planetary composition. It's as if whatever holds this hollow world together is slowly unraveling, and when it finally shatters, we may get our first look at what or who left it there. Among the Triangulum Galaxy's countless mysteries, few unsettle the human mind quite like the Whispering Statue, a jagged rock formation floating in the void, its silhouette uncannily reminiscent of a humanoid figure caught mid-stride. Towering nearly twice the height of Mount Everest, this eerie structure doesn't just look alive, it sounds alive. Deep space microphones have picked up a constant stream of low-frequency vibrations emanating from its core, pulses so rhythmic they've been translated into audio resembling whispers. Not the chaotic hiss of solar winds or the crackle of cosmic radiation, but something far more deliberate, soft, overlapping murmurs that rise and fall in cadences almost like speech. At first glance, it's easy to dismiss the statue as a trick of pareidolia, the same psychological quirk that makes us see faces in clouds or animals in star patterns. But the data tells a different story. The formation's arms and head align with mathematical precision, their angles repeating the golden ratio, a proportion found in everything from nautilus shells to classical art. Even more telling, the whispers aren't random noise. Spectral analysis reveals recurring phonetic patterns, clusters of sound waves that mirror the building blocks of language. It's as if the statue is trying to form words, but in a syntax so alien our algorithms can't decode it. Theories diverge wildly. Some scientists argue it's a natural resonance phenomenon, where magnetic fields vibrate the rock like a tuning fork, creating the illusion of speech. Others point to the statue's composition, a blend of minerals never found together in nature, fused at atomic levels that suggest artificial manipulation. Then there's the chilling third camp, who note the whispers intensify whenever a spacecraft approaches, as if the structure is reacting to observation. But the most haunting detail, the statue isn't alone. Scattered light years away, 7 other formations share its proportions, each whispering the same frequencies, each facing the same point in deep space. A meeting place, a warning, or perhaps something older, a message carved into the galaxy itself, waiting for someone or something to finally listen. Floating silently in the Triangulum Galaxy's outer reaches, the time dilation sphere pulses with an otherworldly glow, a perfect orb of warped space-time where the laws of the universe seem to falter. Approach it, and your instruments will scream in protest. Clocks slow, light stretches into crimson streaks, and particles decay at half their normal rate. It's as if someone punched a hole in reality's fabric and stitched it back together wrong, creating a pocket where time itself drags like syrup. Einstein predicted this. His theory of general relativity taught us that massive objects warp time, black holes stretch seconds into years, and GPS satellites tick faster than Earth-bound clocks. But the sphere isn't dense enough to bend time this severely. No collapsed star, no dark matter knot explains its pull. Instead, it hums with an energy that mimics gravity's effect, a manufactured time warp, as if space-time here was folded deliberately. Probe its edges, and quantum sensors detect ripples in the vacuum, tiny tremors that suggest the sphere isn't just bending time, it's borrowing it from somewhere else. 2 theories dominate the debate. The first paints the sphere as a natural wormhole, remains a collapsed throat where once matter could have crossed light years in a step. Wormholes are hypothetical but mathematically sound. Their collapse could leave behind twisted spacetime like a scar. Yet the sphere's time dilation field is too stable, too clean for a cosmic accident. It doesn't fluctuate with passing stars or cosmic rays. It holds like a machine locked in a setting, which brings us to the second, far more unsettling idea, that it's an experiment. Ancient civilizations, human or otherwise, might have sought to master time itself. The sphere's perfect symmetry hints at design, and its effects mirror theoretical time batteries proposed by fringe physicists' devices that compress time in one place to expend it elsewhere. If true, the sphere could be a relic of a war, a tool, or even a warning. Some researchers swear its field is weakening by microseconds each century, as if whatever power birthed it is finally running dry. Then there's the anomaly at its core. Light entering the sphere doesn't just slow, it fractures, splitting into colors no human eye can see. Instruments detect faint echoes, images of stars that haven't burned for millennia. It's as if the sphere isn't just bending time but peering through it. One audacious team even claims to have recorded a signal buried in the static, a repeating sequence of pulses that, when graphed, forms a perfect spiral. A coordinate, a countdown, or perhaps just the universe laughing at our attempts to understand. Either way, the sphere defies the oldest rule of physics: time flows forward unstoppable. Yet here, in the Triangulum's depths, that rule seems optional, and that changes everything. In the swirling depths of the Triangulum Galaxy, two celestial bodies perform a dance so strange it rewrites the rules of stellar relationships. The dancer spins at impossible speeds, its surface whipping around so fast its equator bulges outward, stretching the star into a flattened oval that glows white-hot under the strain. Meanwhile, its partner, the dwarf, defies expectations in the opposite way. This ultra-dense sphere, no larger than Earth but weighing more than our Sun, should by all rights plummet into the dancer's gravity well. Instead, it orbits at a precise, unchanging distance, as if held by invisible strings. Together, they pirouette through space in a rhythm that borders on the supernatural. What makes this duo so baffling isn't just their mismatched sizes, it's the way they communicate. Every 11 hours, like clockwork, the dancer's spin slows imperceptibly for exactly 17 minutes before snapping back to its frenetic pace. At the same moment, the dwarf emits a burst of X-rays so powerful they briefly outshine both stars combined. It's a cosmic call and response, a perfectly timed exchange that suggests an unseen connection deeper than gravity. Some researchers compare it to a binary system where stars exchange mass like partners in a tango, but here no material flows between them, no stellar winds bridge the gap. They're dancing to music only they can hear. Theories spiral as wildly as the dancer itself. One camp argues the stars are locked in a gravitational resonance, their motions fine-tuned by eons of subtle nudges until they achieve this eerie synchronicity. Others propose the dwarf is a quark star, an exotic, ultra-compact object even denser than a neutron star whose quantum interactions warp spacetime in ways we barely understand. Then there's the spine-tingling third option, that we're witnessing a celestial ritual. Ancient astrophysical models from lost civilizations depict similar pairings, describing them as anchor points for stabilizing entire galaxies. Could this dance be more than chance? Is it maintenance? The most unsettling clue lies in their path. Unlike most orbiting pairs, which slowly spiral inward or drift apart, the dancer and the dwarf's orbit hasn't changed a single kilometer in a century of observation. It's as if something or someone keeps them perfectly in step, and judging by the faint gravitational ripples pulsing outward from their system, their dance might be echoing far beyond the Triangulum Galaxy, sending steps into the void we're only beginning to trace. Drifting through the Triangulum Galaxy like a cosmic wound, the blood-red cloud stains the void with its eerie crimson glow. Spanning nearly 800 light-years, this swirling mass of gas doesn't just look unsettling, it smells wrong. Spectral analysis reveals traces of heavy metals evaporating from its surface, their signatures translating into a scent that, if you could stand in its presence, would reek of molten iron and scorched copper. It's the metallic tang of a butcher's blade left out in the rain, a scent that clings to the back of your throat long after you've turned away. What chills researchers isn't just the cloud's color or odor, it's what those traits imply. Most cosmic clouds shine with the blues and pinks of ionized hydrogen, their hues born from starlight's gentle kiss. The blood-red cloud, though, owes its ruddy glow to something far more violent: iron. Not just trace amounts, but enough to forge 100,000 Earths. This much iron shouldn't exist in a diffuse nebula. Heavy metals like these are forged in the hearts of dying stars, then scattered by supernovae, yet there are no stellar corpses nearby, no remnants of the cataclysm that should have birthed it. It's as if the cloud emerged already steeped in blood, a cosmic phantom with no origin story. Then there's the movement. Gas clouds expand, dissipate, or collapse under gravity's pull. This one does none of those things. It drifts with eerie purpose, its tendrils twisting into spirals that tighten and loosen in cycles lasting exactly 666 Earth days, a number that sparks uneasy jokes in observatory break rooms. Some researchers suggest it's caught in an invisible magnetic field, its particles dancing to some unseen conductor's tune. Others note how its edges occasionally stiffen into filament-like structures, as if the cloud is knitting itself into something. The most unsettling discovery came last year when a probe's sensors picked up rhythmic vibrations pulsing from the cloud's core, not random turbulence patterns. When graphed, the pulses resemble electrocardiogram readouts, rising and falling in waveforms disturbingly close to a heartbeat. Is it a trick of resonance? A natural echo chamber, or something far stranger? Theories range from the speculative to the outright terrifying. One astrophysicist proposed the cloud might be a stellar graveyard, its iron the dissolved remnants of countless dead stars compressed into a floating mausoleum. Another team argues it could be a nursery not for stars but for something we've never seen, structures that grow in the vacuum, fed by metals instead of organic compounds. Then there's the fringe hypothesis, the one that makes even veteran astronomers lower their voices. The blood-red cloud's iron isn't just abundant, it's organized. Atomic scans show clusters aligned in geometric formations, their lattices too precise for random chance. It's as if the particles were arranged not by nature but by intent. Could this be the aftermath of some unfathomable alchemy, where a civilization learned to transmute space itself into raw material? Or perhaps we're witnessing the opposite, the unraveling of something that was never meant to break apart, its pieces weeping rust into the void. One thing's certain, the cloud is watching. Every telescope trained on it records the same eerie phenomenon. No matter the angle, its darkest central region always seems to face the observer, like a lidless eye tracking its audience across the light years. Coincidence, surely, a trick of perspective, but when the data defies explanation and the shadows in the gas twist just a little too deliberately, even the most rational minds wonder, if this cloud is truly dead, why does it feel so alive? Floating in the silent depths of the Triangulum Galaxy, the crystal pyramid looms like a monument forgotten by time. Its flawless facets catch the light of distant stars, refracting their glow into spectral patterns that dance across the void. At first glance, it mirrors the ancient pyramids of Earth, four razor-sharp edges converging at a single point. Its geometry so precise it could have been carved by celestial architects. But this is no weathered relic of sandstone. Composed of an unknown transparent material, the pyramid pulses with an inner light, its core flickering like a heartbeat trapped in glass. Scale defies comprehension. Each side stretches over 300 light-years, dwarfing anything humanity has ever built. Yet despite its colossal size, the structure weighs almost nothing. Gravitational readings come back bafflingly low, as if the pyramid exists half in this universe and half somewhere else. Some researchers suggest it's made of crystallized space-time itself, a fracture in reality frozen into geometric perfection. Others point to its eerie resonance. When cosmic radiation hits its surface, the pyramid hums at a frequency that matches Earth's own Schumann resonance, the natural vibrational pulse of our planet's electromagnetic field. Coincidence or intentional mimicry, debate rages over its purpose. Ancient human pyramids served as tombs, temples, or astronomical markers. Could this be a beacon designed to broadcast across galaxies? Its pulses do align with the rotational periods of nearby neutron stars, as if syncing to some cosmic clock. Tomb theories lean darker. Deep scans reveal hollow chambers within, their interiors lined with geometric patterns that shift when observed, some resembling star maps, others matching the neural pathways of a human brain. One team even claims to have detected faint energy signatures inside, clustered in formations that echo the arrangement of sarcophagi in Egypt's Valley of the Kings. Then there's the most unsettling detail. The pyramid isn't static. Every 76 years, like clockwork, it rotates exactly 11 degrees along its axis before locking back into place. No known force triggers this movement. No gravitational pull or electromagnetic surge precedes it. It simply adjusts, as if realigning to an unseen constellation or awaiting a signal we haven't thought to send. Humanity's pyramids whispered to the stars. This one might be shouting. The question is who's listening. Somewhere in the star-dusted arms of the Triangulum Galaxy, an asteroid plays a game of cosmic peekaboo that defies all logic. One moment it's there, a jagged, unremarkable chunk of rock tumbling silently through the void. The next gone, not destroyed, not obscured by dust or shadow, but erased from existence as cleanly as a pencil sketch rubbed from paper. Then, days, weeks, or even years later, it flickers back into view, drifting along its original trajectory as if nothing happened. Astronomers have dubbed it the vanishing asteroid, and its erratic disappearing acts have spawned theories ranging from bleeding-edge cloaking tech to physics so alien it rewrites our understanding of reality. What makes this asteroid so unsettling isn't just its vanishings, it's the precision. Most cosmic objects fade gradually as they rotate or enter shadowed regions. This one winks out instantaneously, vanishing mid-orbit without slowing, warming, or leaving debris. Even stranger, its reappearances are just as abrupt, materializing in the exact spot it should occupy if it had never left. It's as though someone pressed pause on the asteroid alone, plucking it from the fabric of space-time and slotting it back in later. Theories split into two camps, each more mind-bending than the last. The first suggests advanced cloaking technology, a stealth system so sophisticated it bends light, heat, and even gravitational signatures around the asteroid, rendering it utterly undetectable. On Earth, militaries experiment with metamaterials that warp radar waves, but masking an entire asteroid would require energy harnessed from stars. Could this be proof of a civilization hiding its assets? Proponents point to the asteroid's composition, traces of an alloy not found in nature, its atomic structure arranged in geometric lattices that resemble theoretical quantum mirrors capable of deflecting detection. The second camp argues for something far stranger: dimensional shifting. Some models of string theory propose the existence of brain worlds, parallel universes separated by infinitesimal gaps in higher dimensions. If the asteroid straddles one of these boundaries, it might slip between realities like a ship caught in cosmic tides. Supporters note its vanishings coincide with bursts of sterile neutrinos particles thought to leak between dimensions. Even more telling, the asteroid's orbit is decaying faster than physics allows, as if each disappearance siphons a fraction of its mass into another realm. Then there's the wildcard theory, that we're not seeing an asteroid at all but the shadow of one. Gravitational lensing can distort distant objects, but this effect would require an invisible intermediary of staggering mass. Unless the asteroid isn't the source of the phenomenon but the target, something unseen, something vast might be toying with it, flicking it in and out of view like a child testing a light switch. The most chilling detail: the vanishings are accelerating. Last decade, the asteroid disappeared twice in a century. Now it's gone missing 4 times in 5 years. Whatever force drives this phenomenon is growing restless, or worse, it's getting better at hiding. And if it can erase a mountain of rock from the cosmos without breaking a sweat, what's to say it hasn't already done the same to something or someone else? Deep in the Triangulum Galaxy's spiral arms, a black hole sings, and its melody unravels everything we thought we knew about cosmic silence. Most black holes lurk in the void like sonic graves, their immense gravity trapping even sound waves. But this one, dubbed the singing black hole, defies the rules. Instead of lurking silently, it emits a haunting harmonic resonance, a deep, pulsing hum that travels through interstellar dust like the lowest note on a cosmic cello, vibrating at frequencies so precise they form a musical scale. At first, astronomers dismissed the signals as interference, a quirk of their instruments, but the patterns held. Every 48 hours, like clockwork, the black hole's pitch shifts, cycling through a sequence of 7 tones that mirror the ancient Greek Dorian mode, a scale used in human music for millennia. The song isn't random noise, it's structured, repeating, and eerily familiar. When translated into audible sound, the frequencies align with the resonant vibrations of DNA, as if the cosmos is humming a tune written into the fabric of life itself. The science behind this phenomenon is even more baffling. Black holes shouldn't emit sound. Their event horizons are one-way doors. Nothing escapes, not even light. Yet here, something is vibrating the fabric of spacetime itself, sending ripples through the surrounding accretion disk. One theory suggests the black hole's spin is warping nearby magnetic fields into a colossal, spinning harp, its strings plucked by stray particles. Another posits that we're hearing echoes from a parallel universe where the black hole's other end vibrates in a dimension we can't see, its frequencies bleeding through like sound through a thin wall. Then there's the tempo. The singing black hole's rhythm isn't constant. Over decades, its cycles have slowed by milliseconds, a decay rate that matches the theoretical lifespan of a universe. Some researchers argue it's counting down to something. Others believe it's a natural metronome, its pulses tied to the expansion of spacetime, but the most spine-tingling idea, that it's not a song at all, but a language. When mapped mathematically, the tones form Fibonacci-like sequences, patterns found in everything from galaxy spirals to human cochlea. Perhaps the universe has always been musical. Perhaps this black hole is just the first one brave enough to sing. Amid the swirling chaos of the Triangulum Galaxy, two celestial opponents face off in an eternal duel between light and darkness, the lighthouse and the shadow. The lighthouse erupts from the cosmic canvas like a beacon torn from a fever dream, pulsing with rhythmic bursts of blinding ultraviolet energy. Every 11 minutes, without fail, it unleashes a beam so intense it briefly outshines entire star clusters, slicing through the void with surgical precision. Unlike pulsars or quasars, whose emissions flicker chaotically, this structure's light follows a pattern too exact to dismiss, rising, peaking, and fading in a sequence that mirrors Morse code. Some researchers swear they've decoded fragments, a repeating loop of prime numbers, a possible coordinate, or perhaps just the universe's cruel joke. Then there's the shadow, a floating abyss that drinks light like a black hole without the gravity. Where the lighthouse radiates, the shadow consumes, stretching nearly 200 light-years across as a perfect sphere of nothingness. Stars, nebulae, even stray photons vanish as they cross its boundary, leaving no trace, no burst of Hawking radiation, not even the faintest infrared whisper. It doesn't distort light like a gravitational lens. It erases it entirely, as if someone snipped a hole in the fabric of spacetime and stitched the edges shut. Their dance is the stuff of cosmic folklore. The lighthouse's beams lance toward the shadow with unerring aim, only to be swallowed whole the moment they touch its surface. But here's the twist. Every 1,000 years or so, one pulse gets through. Historical records from ancient observatories, accidental glimpses caught by early telescopes, suggest the shadow occasionally flickers, its darkness faltering for nanoseconds. In those fleeting instants, the lighthouse's light reflects back, bent into a spiral pattern that matches no known natural phenomenon. Theories about their origins split into three camps. The first argues they're natural, a freak cosmic battery where a dying quasar, the lighthouse, bombards a rogue dark matter clot, the shadow. The second proposes they're remnants of an ancient war, their duel, the last standing order in a battle fought with weapons that twist physics itself. But the third, and most unsettling, suggests they're not opponents at all. They're partners. The lighthouse's pulses might be energy transfers, feeding the shadow just enough to keep it stable. If true, their symbiosis could explain the shadow's growth. It's expanded 3% since first observed, a rate that matches the lighthouse's energy output. One chilling detail binds them beyond speculation. Deep scans reveal both objects share an identical, infinitesimal vibration, a resonant frequency etched into their structures like a manufacturer's stamp. Whether forged by nature or design, they're tuned to the same cosmic pitch. And if humanity's math is right, that vibration isn't just a signature, it's a timer. Every 7 million years, their sync reaches a crescendo. The last peak aligns with Earth's first multicellular life. The next, well, let's just hope someone's still here to take notes. Drifting through the dust clouds of the Triangulum Galaxy, the fossilized ship hangs suspended in the void like a corpse preserved in cosmic amber. At first glance, it resembles the skeletal remains of some long-dead leviathan, a jagged, pockmarked structure stretching nearly 20 kilometers end to end, its surface crusted with strange mineral growths that glitter like frost under starlight. But look closer, and the illusion of natural decay shatters. Its spine-like central frame bears the unmistakable symmetry of engineering, with girders and rib-like supports arranged in deliberate geometric patterns. Even more telling are the fossils encrusting its hull, not remnants of ancient life, but bizarre crystalline formations that appear to have grown into the wreck, their structures branching like coral infesting a sunken galleon. The debate over its origin splits science down the middle. One camp argues for pareidolia, the same trick of the mind that makes us see faces in clouds or animals in mountain ranges. They point to the countless asteroids and comets shaped by cosmic erosion into improbable forms. But skeptics fire back. No known natural process explains the ship's interior. Scans reveal hollow chambers arranged in grids eerily reminiscent of corridors, their walls lined with traces of metals alloyed in ratios never found in nature. Some chambers even cluster in patterns mirroring theoretical warp core designs, hypothetical engines that could fold spacetime to traverse interstellar distances. Then there's the fossils themselves. These aren't random mineral deposits. Spectroscopic analysis reveals they're composed of layered quantum lattices, structures so finely arranged they could theoretically store data at atomic scales. When researchers bombarded a sample with electrons, the crystals emitted harmonic vibrations, as if resonating in response. One fringe team claims the vibrations translate into three-dimensional maps of nearby star systems, though mainstream science dismisses this as wishful interpretation. But the most chilling detail, the ship isn't just old, it's ancient. Radiometric dating suggests its materials predate the Triangulum Galaxy itself, possibly hailing from a time before the Milky Way's spiral arms fully formed. If true, this wreckage might be the carcass of a vessel that sailed the cosmos when Earth's oceans were still molten rock. So who or what built it? Theories range from the sober to the spectacular. Some propose it's a generational ship from a long-dead civilization, its crew frozen in cryopods now lost to time. Others whisper of von Neumann probes, self-replicating machines sent to explore the galaxy, only to malfunction and fossilize in the depths of space. But the most unsettling idea is that the fossils aren't invaders, they're the crew. Advanced civilizations might transcend biological forms, uploading consciousness into crystalline matrices. Those harmonic vibrations, not maps, voices. Whatever the truth, one thing's certain: the ship's final trajectory points unmistakably toward the galactic core, as if it was heading home when something forced it to stop here, half buried in the dust of eternity, waiting for someone to piece together its story. Hanging like a cosmic chandelier in the Triangulum Galaxy's outer arms, the quantum fern shimmers with eerie instability. At first glance, it appears as a delicate, branching structure of luminous tendrils, their fractal patterns resembling Earth's ancient ferns frozen in celestial glass. But the moment scientific instruments focus on it, the illusion shatters literally. The fern's graceful fronds tremble, twist, and reconfigure themselves in real time, as if recoiling from the scrutiny of unseen eyes. This isn't mere cosmic drift. The fern's transformations mirror one of quantum mechanics' most unsettling principles, the observer effect, where the act of measurement alters the state of a system. On Earth, this phenomenon plays out at subatomic scales, electrons changing behavior when watched. particles existing in superposition until observed. Yet here, light years from any laboratory, an entire structure spanning half a solar system dances to the same invisible tune. Point a telescope at one branch and it bifurcates into two. Measure its wavelength and the entire structure fluoresces a different color. Even passive sensors trigger shifts, as if the fern perceives observation itself as a violation. What chills researchers most isn't the changes, but their precision. When left unobserved for long periods, the fern settles into a resting state, a symmetrical spiral pattern matching the Fibonacci sequence found in everything from snail shells to galaxy arms. But the instant attention returns, it fractures into chaotic iterations, some resembling mathematical models of alternate universes, others mirroring the neural pathways of a human brain. One team even recorded it briefly forming perfect Hebrew characters, though skeptics dismiss this as pareidolia. Theories spiral into the metaphysical. Could the fern be a naturally occurring quantum computer, its structure so finely tuned that it reacts to any perturbation, even the faintest photon of observation? Some propose it's a fragment of a higher dimensional object, its true form smudged into our three-dimensional reality like a hand pressed against glass. Others whisper of ancient alien experiments, a teaching tool left behind to demonstrate quantum principles on a visible scale, but the most haunting possibility: that the fern isn't changing at all, that its true form exists in all possible states simultaneously, and we're merely forcing it to choose over and over, every time we look. Like a cosmic version of Schrödinger's cat, it might only become real when observed, its delicate fronds a reminder that reality itself is flimsier than we dare admit. One experiment tipped the scales from eerie to outright terrifying. When researchers attempted to film the fern with entangled quantum cameras, devices theoretically able to observe without direct interaction, the structure didn't just change. It reacted. The footage shows tendrils lashing outward like vines sensing prey, their tips curling toward the camera's location across light years of void. Then, in the final frames, the entire fern folds inward, collapsing into a perfect sphere just before the feed cuts to static. When the cameras rebooted, the fern had returned to its resting state, but the entangled particles back on Earth were irrevocably altered. Their quantum signatures scrambled as if something had reached through the observation itself and tampered. Perhaps the universe has always been watching us back. The quantum fern just had the courtesy to let us know. Tucked away in the Triangulum Galaxy's sparse outer halo, the Ouroboros ring spins in eternal silence, a perfect circle of ancient stars, each one slowly devouring the next in an endless celestial loop. Named after the mythical serpent that eats its own tail, this structure defies the chaotic nature of cosmic evolution. Most stellar systems scatter over time, torn apart by gravity or flung into the void by galactic tides. Yet here, 12 red giants orbit one another in a deathly waltz, their outer atmospheres stretched into shimmering bridges of star stuff, feeding matter from one to another in a grotesque, self-sustaining feast. What makes the ring so unsettling isn't just its symmetry, it's the timing. Every 770 years, like clockwork, the outermost star swells to critical mass, its outer layers peeling away in a spiral of superheated plasma that arcs toward its neighbor. That neighbor, in turn, absorbs the stolen energy, growing brighter and heavier until it too overflows, passing the cosmic baton to the next star in line. The cycle has continued uninterrupted for millennia, a perfect conveyor belt of stellar cannibalism that somehow never collapses. Astronomers first dismissed it as a visual trick, a chance alignment of dying stars. But spectrographs revealed the horrifying truth. The stars share identical chemical signatures, their atmospheres laced with the same rare isotopes, proof that their material has cycled through the loop countless times. It's as if the ring is a cosmic Ouroboros not just in shape, but in function, recycling the same atoms over and over in an endless stellar reincarnation. Theories about its origin range from the awe-inspiring to the apocalyptic. One camp argues it's a natural resonance phenomenon where gravitational forces align these stars into a stable, self-sustaining circuit, a fluke of physics as rare as a snowflake in a supernova. Others suggest something far more deliberate. The ring stars are too similar, too perfectly matched in mass and composition. Could this be the work of an ancient civilization that mastered stellar engineering, twisting stars into a perpetual energy grid? Fringe researchers even whisper of galactic-scale organisms, proposing the ring as a circulatory system for some entity we can't begin to comprehend. The most chilling clue lies in the silence. Normally, stars this old should erupt in violent novas or collapse into black holes. Yet the ring's members defy their expiration dates, burning far longer than their mass allows. It's as if death itself has been postponed or redirected. Deep scans reveal faint gravitational ripples pulsing from the structure's center, suggesting an invisible anchor, a force keeping the dance in motion. Some say it's a hidden neutron star, its gravity fine-tuning the loop. Others fear it's something else entirely, a cosmic siphon, drawing energy from the stars not to sustain them, but to feed something waiting in the dark. One thing's certain, the Ouroboros ring doesn't just challenge our understanding of stellar life cycles, it rewrites them. While the rest of the universe burns out and fades, this circle of ancient giants has found a way to cheat death. The question is, at what cost? Amidst the silent expanse of the Triangulum Galaxy, a celestial symphony unfolds, one so precise, so hauntingly harmonious, it feels composed by some unseen hand. Meet the choir, a cluster of 17 drifting objects, each pulsing with electromagnetic waves that resonate in perfect pitch, their frequencies aligning into chords no natural phenomenon should produce. These aren't random vibrations. Their tones mirror the harmonic series found in Earth's oldest musical traditions, from Gregorian chants to Tibetan singing bowls. When graphed, their waveforms interlock like gears in a cosmic music box, creating melodies so complex, early researchers initially mistook them for alien broadcasts. Yet the true mystery lies at the center of this ensemble where the conductor waits. This solitary object, roughly the size of Jupiter but dense as a neutron star, emits no sound of its own. Instead, it hums with a gravitational pulse that synchronizes the choir's song. Every 49 minutes, the conductor releases a subtle ripple in spacetime, a downbeat, and like clockwork, the surrounding objects adjust their frequencies to match. It's a feedback loop of eerie precision. If one singer drifts off key, the conductor's next pulse corrects it, tugging the offender back into harmony through forces we barely understand. The effect is less like celestial physics and more like a grand maestro wielding gravity as a baton. Theories about this duet spiral from the scientifically profound to the spine-tingling. One camp argues for resonant magnetism, a natural phenomenon where charged particles, trapped in the conductor's immense field, vibrate in unison like strings on an instrument. They cite similar, if simpler, harmonics found in Saturn's rings or Jupiter's plasma torus, but critics point to the music's evolution. Over decades, the choir's harmonies have grown more intricate, their rhythms tighter, as if the system is learning. Some compositions even repeat in cycles matching prime numbers, a pattern often associated with encryption or intentional design. Then there's the chilling counterpoint. Deep scans reveal the conductor isn't just directing the choir, it's feeding off it. Each synchronized note releases bursts of energy that spiral inward, absorbed by the conductor's core. It's a vampiric relationship with the singers unknowingly sustaining their maestro. Worse, the choir's members are slowly decaying. Their orbits inch closer to the conductor with each passing century, their light dimming as if drained. One day, they'll cross the event horizon of influence and vanish silenced mid-note. Perhaps the most haunting detail is the silence between songs, when the choir pauses, a rare gap in their performance lasting exactly 19 minutes. The conductor emits a faint, shuddering pulse. Translated into sound, it resembles a single, dissonant chord or a sigh. Is this system a natural marvel, a self-tuning engine converting vibration into power? Or are we witnessing the final movements of a symphony composed billions of years ago, its purpose lost to time? One thing's clear: in the void of space, music isn't just beauty. It's physics, and sometimes physics bleeds. Floating silently in the Triangulum Galaxy's sparse outer halo, the gravity lens hangs like a cosmic eyeglass, a perfectly smooth, disc-shaped structure nearly half a light-year wide, warping the fabric of spacetime with surgical precision. Unlike natural gravitational lenses, where the haphazard pull of galaxy clusters distorts light into smeared arcs, this artifact bends the cosmos into razor-sharp snapshots. Peer through it, and the distant universe snaps into focus. Galaxies billions of light-years away appear magnified and undistorted, their spiral arms and supernova rendered with a clarity no telescope could replicate. It's as if someone polished a colossal lens and hung it in the void, not to blur reality, but to reveal it. What chills astronomers isn't just the lens's function, it's the perfection. Natural gravity wells, like black holes or dark matter clumps, twist light chaotically, creating funhouse mirrors of the cosmos. But this structure's curvature is flawlessly calculated, compensating for every wavelength of light as if pre-programmed. Even more unnerving, its focal length adjusts. When researchers tracked it over decades, they realized it subtly shifts its shape, optimizing its bend to keep certain galaxies in focus while others drift out of frame, like a cameraman fine-tuning a shot. Some of those chosen galaxies don't even exist yet. Their light is so ancient, the lens is effectively showing us their futures, predicting how their collisions and expansions will unfold. Theories about its origin split into two camps, neither comforting. The first suggests a freak natural phenomenon, a supermassive black hole's event horizon frozen mid-collapse, warping spacetime into a stable lens. But critics point out the lens's material. Scans detect no mass dense enough to explain its gravity. Instead, its pull seems to emanate from a network of hair-thin filaments lacing its surface, vibrating at frequencies that mimic intense gravity without the requisite mass. It's as if the lens isn't bending spacetime, it's simulating the effect, like a hologram projected onto the universe. The second camp whispers of design. The lens's focal adjustments align with a repeating mathematical sequence, one matching the Fibonacci spiral found in everything from Nautilus shells to galaxy arms. Coincidence, perhaps, but when researchers pulsed lasers at its surface, the reflected signals returned rearranged into prime numbers. Then there's the chilling detail: the lens isn't passive. On 3 separate occasions, it abruptly zoomed in on specific stars, all of which exploded within hours of being magnified. It wasn't just showing the universe. It was anticipating it. Perhaps the most haunting possibility is that the lens isn't a tool at all, but a monument. Ancient human civilizations built observatories to map the heavens. Could this be another culture's magnifying glass, left behind to keep watch on the cosmos long after its builders vanished? Or worse, what if it's not abandoned? Deep in its flawless glass, faint shadows sometimes ripple, as if something on the other side is adjusting the view. The living nebula drifts through the Triangulum Galaxy like a cosmic phantom, reshaping itself with eerie purpose. Unlike ordinary nebulae billowing clouds of gas lit by distant stars, this structure pulses with an unsettling awareness, its tendrils curling and uncurling as if guided by invisible hands. At rest, it resembles a jellyfish floating in the void, its luminous body trailing filamentous appendages that stretch for light years. But when disturbed by passing asteroids or probe signals, it reacts. Veins of plasma contract defensively, swirling into spiral barriers, while entire sections of its form detach and reform elsewhere, like a puzzle rearranging itself midair. The effect isn't random. Time-lapse observations reveal patterns in its movements, geometric reorganizations, rhythmic pulsations, even what some researchers swear are avoidance behaviors, as if the nebula is navigating around obstacles it shouldn't be able to detect. What chills astronomers isn't just the nebula's motion, it's the speed. Gas clouds should diffuse lazily, their particles drifting apart over millennia. Yet the living nebula reconfigures in hours, its particles accelerating against cosmic winds like iron filings drawn to a magnet. Spectrographs pick up traces of an unknown energy field threading through its structure, bending ionized gas into stable, almost muscular shapes. Some compare it to a plasma-based life form, its body woven from electromagnetism rather than chemistry. Others suggest something even stranger, that the nebula isn't alive but possessed. Hidden within its folds might lie ancient machinery, nanoscale constructs left behind by a long-dead civilization, still executing protocols to maintain and defend the cloud like invisible puppet masters. Then there's the light. Most nebulae glow passively, reflecting starlight or fluorescing under ultraviolet radiation. The living nebula, though, chooses its hues. When spacecraft approach, it shifts from cobalt to a warning crimson, its outer layers darkening like a squid releasing ink. During one controversial incident, a probe's laser spectrometer triggered a localized flare, a precise, intentional burst of X-rays that fried the instrument's sensors. Coincidence, maybe, but the same pattern repeated 3 times, each response stronger than the last, as if the nebula was learning. Theories about its intelligence range from cautious to outright apocalyptic. One camp argues for emergent complexity, a natural system so vast its simple particles collectively behave like a neural net. They cite Earth slime molds which solve mazes without brains, or ant colonies that function as superorganisms. Could this nebula be a scaled-up version, its thoughts arising from trillions of ion collisions? Skeptics point to the nebula's chemical anomalies. Traces of metallic isotopes lace its gas, their atomic structures tweaked in ways nature alone couldn't achieve. The most unsettling clue lies in its trajectory. While most nebulae disperse or collapse into stars, this one is traveling. Over centuries, it's drifted toward a cluster of young, volatile sun stars ripe for manipulation. If its particles can trigger supernova or worse, steer them, the living nebula might not just be sentient, it might be farming. Perhaps the universe's greatest horror isn't that we're alone. It's that we're surrounded by things we don't yet recognize as neighbors. And now we come to the 30th and perhaps most unsettling enigma, the doorway. Suspended in the void like a forgotten gate between worlds, this rectangular structure pulses with a faint, rhythmic glow. Its edges so unnaturally straight they seem carved by celestial tools. Stretching nearly 40 light-years tall and half as wide, the doorway doesn't just occupy space, it rejects it. Scans reveal no mass, no conventional matter, just an outline of seething energy that hums at frequencies bordering on ultrasonic, as if vibrating at a pitch the universe wasn't designed to hear. What sets the doorway apart from the Triangulum's other oddities isn't its shape, nor even its eerie luminescence, it's the distortion field surrounding it. Approach within a light year, and the laws of physics begin to waver. Time dilation spikes unpredictably. Probes report clocks running backwards for microseconds before lurching forward again. Light bends around the structure not in smooth arcs, but in jagged, pixelated fractures, as if reality itself is struggling to render what lies beyond. And then there are the echoes. Sensors have picked up faint, ghostly reflections of spacecraft that haven't entered the region yet, as if the doorway is somehow previewing their arrival. Theories about its function spiral from scientifically grounded to spine-chilling. Wormhole proponents point to its energy signature, which mirrors hypothetical models of stable Einstein-Rosen bridges. But traditional wormholes require exotic matter to stay open, matter we've never detected. The doorway, meanwhile, seems self-sustaining, its edges crackling with a form of negative energy that repels rather than attracts. Some researchers suggest it's not a passage through space, but through time. Its distortion patterns match simulations of closed time-like curves, loops where cause and effect could theoretically tangle into knots. Others argue it's not a door at all, but a lock. Deep scans reveal intricate, maze-like patterns in the energy field, shifting in response to external stimuli like a cosmic combination dial. When a probe once fired a laser pulse at its center, the doorway reacted not by opening, but by emitting a gravitational wave sequence that matched the Fibonacci spiral. Coincidence, perhaps, but 3 subsequent attempts triggered the same response, as if it's waiting for the correct input. The most chilling detail, though, lies in its silence. The doorway doesn't radiate heat, light, or particles like a natural phenomenon. It absorbs stray cosmic rays, background radiation, even distant starlight, all vanish the moment they cross its threshold. It's less a structure and more a hollow, a frame around absolute nothingness, and once every 11 years, for exactly 6 minutes and 13 seconds, that nothingness flickers. Telescopes have caught brief glimpses of something on the other side, shapes too vast and angular to be stars, moving in formations that suggest intention. Is this a relic of a civilization that mastered interdimensional travel, a natural fissure in space-time frozen mid-formation, or something far older, a structure not built but grown, like a cosmic fungus feeding on the borders between realities? One thing's certain, the doorway doesn't just defy our understanding of physics. It challenges the very idea that we're meant to walk through every door we find. Some thresholds, perhaps, were never meant to be crossed. The glowing hexagon's pulsating light patterns aren't just random flickers, they're a cipher written in the language of the cosmos. Every 37 hours, like a heartbeat, its luminosity dims by exactly 8%. A precision so exact it borders on artificial. But the real mystery lies in the subtler rhythms buried beneath that primary pulse. When astronomers dissected its emissions across the electromagnetic spectrum, they uncovered nested sequences, fractal-like repetitions of shorter flashes, each lasting precisely 6 minutes and 18 seconds, embedded within the larger cycle. These micro-pulses aren't just orderly, they're algorithmic, following a progression that mirrors the Fibonacci sequence, a mathematical pattern found in everything from sunflower seeds to spiral galaxies. What makes these sequences so provocative isn't just their regularity, it's their flexibility. During a solar flare in 2019, a surge of charged particles bombarded the hexagon from a nearby star. Instead of disrupting its rhythm, the structure adapted, compressing its next pulse cycle by 12 seconds before seamlessly resuming its original tempo. Natural cosmic phenomena like pulsars or variable stars don't self-correct. They're slaves to physics, their behaviors dictated by immutable laws. Yet here, a geometric anomaly millions of times larger than our solar system appears to respond to its environment, adjusting like a machine recalibrating after interference. Some researchers argue this isn't signaling its resonance. They point to plasma physics, where superheated gas under extreme magnetic pressure can form standing waves, creating stable, repeating patterns. On Earth, we see echoes of this in auroras, where charged particles dance along magnetic field lines. Could the hexagon be a scaled-up version, a titanic plasma resonator vibrating in the interstellar wind? Skeptics counter that even the most complex plasma structures don't exhibit such layered harmonics. The Fibonacci timing, they note, isn't just a rhythm, it's a signature, a pattern so deeply woven into the fabric of reality that advanced civilizations might use it as a universal handshake. Then there's the light itself. Most celestial objects emit predictable wavelengths based on their composition. The hexagon's glow, though, cycles through colors in a way that defies standard spectroscopy. Deep blues shift to violets not through temperature changes, but as if someone is tuning an invisible dial, filtering specific frequencies in and out. Even stranger, these color shifts align with prime number intervals, another mathematical breadcrumb that fuels the artificial camp. When researchers converted the hexagon's light sequences into sound waves, the result was eerie, a harmonic chiming that mirrored the overtone series of a singing bowl, as if the structure was humming to itself across the void. The most chilling possibility isn't that the hexagon is signaling, but that it's listening. Its light pulses coincide with radio bursts detected from other galaxies, as if it's part of a network. And when humanity's strongest radio telescopes once blasted a Fibonacci-encoded message toward it, the hexagon's next pulse cycle included a new frequency, one that matched the first 12 digits of pi. Coincidence, cosmic echo, or something far more deliberate until we decipher the full message or prove there isn't one. This six-sided enigma will keep spinning its patterns into the dark, a riddle wrapped in starlight. The mirror shard doesn't just reflect light, it rewrites it. While natural cosmic mirrors like ice-covered moons or polished meteoroids bounce back simple images, this colossal fragment bends the very rules of optics. Gaze into its surface and the stars behind you don't just reappear, they fracture into parallel realities, their light splintered into multiple versions of the same moment. One telescope might capture a distant supernova as it explodes, while another, angled just slightly differently, records the same star still intact, as if the shard is offering glimpses into alternate timelines. This isn't gravitational lensing, where massive objects warp light predictably. The shard's distortions are algorithmic, almost intentional. When researchers mapped its reflective anomalies, they discovered a pattern. The degree of distortion correlates exactly with the angle of incoming light, as if the shard's surface is etched with microscopic prisms too precise for natural formation. Some speculate these could be quantum diffraction gratings, structures theoretically capable of sorting light into layers based on arrival time or even source. Imagine a mirror that doesn't just show your face, but every possible version of it across parallel universes. The shard might be doing that for entire galaxies. Then there's the mystery of the silent reflections. Most cosmic objects emit some radiation, heat, radio waves, even faint gravitational ripples, but light that passes through the shard's distortion field emerges quieter. Sensors detect a dampening effect, as if the photons lose energy not to absorption, but to something else, another dimension perhaps, or a state we can't measure. It's the difference between shouting into a canyon and shouting into a void. One echoes, the other just vanishes. The most unsettling feature lies in the shard's memory. On 3 separate occasions, astronomers observed it reflecting celestial events that hadn't happened yet: supernova, gamma-ray bursts, even a comet's trajectory, each appearing in its surface days before the actual event occurred. These weren't smudges or artifacts. The reflections matched subsequent realities down to the millisecond. One team theorized the shard might be tapping into quantum entanglement on a macro scale, where its mirrored particles remain linked to their origins across time. Another, more radical idea, that it's not a mirror at all but a display, a screen tuned to channels we don't yet know how to change. Could this be alien technology? Ancient cultures polished obsidian to scry futures or communicate with spirits. The shard might be that same instinct scaled to cosmic proportions. Or perhaps it's a natural phenomenon, a fragment of a neutron star's crust, crystallized under pressures so extreme it gained exotic optical properties. But the most chilling possibility is that the shard is working as intended. Its distortions aren't flaws, they're features, and somewhere, someone, or something still knows how to adjust the focus. The time dilation sphere doesn't just bend time, it rewrites the rules of cause and effect. Recent experiments have revealed anomalies so bizarre they've sent physicists back to their chalkboards. When probes ventured within a light year of the sphere, Their instruments recorded clocks running backward for microseconds, not just slowing down but ticking in reverse. It wasn't a glitch. Multiple missions confirmed the same phenomenon. Time near the sphere doesn't flow linearly. It stutters, loops, and occasionally folds like a skipping record caught between two moments. The most chilling discovery came from the Deep Space Chronometer experiment. Scientists embedded atomic clocks in drones and sent them on looping trajectories around the sphere's periphery. The clocks should have stayed synchronized with Earth's timekeeping. Instead, they began diverging in ways that defied relativity. One drone's clock sped up by 12 seconds, while another's slowed by 19 despite being the same distance from the sphere. It's as if time near the structure isn't just warped but fragmented, splintered into pockets where the laws of physics apply differently. Then there's the echo effect. Sensors detected ghostly duplicates of the drone's signals, identical transmissions arriving milliseconds before they were sent. These weren't reflections. They were temporal echoes, evidence that the sphere's distortion field can briefly invert the arrow of time. Imagine shouting into a canyon and hearing your voice before your lips move. That's the level of reality-breaking strangeness we're dealing with. Theories about these anomalies range from the cutting edge to the existential. Some physicists suggest the sphere is a natural knot in space-time, where quantum fluctuations in the early universe froze into a stable defect. Others propose it's a relic of a hyper-advanced civilization that mastered time as a tool, leaving behind this structure as a battery or beacon, the most unsettling idea. That the sphere isn't an object at all but a window. Its core pulses with faint light patterns that, when decoded, resemble timestamps, dates stretching millions of years into the past and future. One experiment tipped the scales from baffling to outright terrifying. When researchers fired entangled particles toward the sphere, the particles' quantum states changed retroactively, their properties in the present altered by interactions that hadn't happened yet. It's as if the sphere doesn't just warp time, it erases the line between now and then. If these effects scale up, the implications are dizzying. A civilization that could harness this power wouldn't just travel through time, they'd edit it. Yet the sphere's most haunting quality isn't what it does, it's what it doesn't do. Despite its immense temporal distortions, the structure itself remains perfectly still, untouched by the chaos it creates. While everything around it stutters and loops, the sphere endures unchanged, as if anchored to a timeline beyond our own. Perhaps that's the real lesson here. Time isn't the universal constant we thought. It's negotiable, and whatever built this thing, they've already written the rules. The singing black hole doesn't just hum, it performs. Its eerie, resonant frequencies form a cosmic symphony unlike anything else in the known universe, a melody woven from the fabric of spacetime itself. When scientists first translated its vibrations into audible sound, they expected chaos, the screech of matter torn apart, the rumble of colliding energies. Instead, they heard harmony. The black hole's tones align with the Dorian mode, an ancient musical scale found in everything from Gregorian chants to Pink Floyd's echoes. But this isn't just artistic coincidence. The frequencies match the resonant vibrations of human DNA, as if the cosmos is humming a song written into the blueprint of life. What makes this harmony even stranger is the precision. Most cosmic phenomena produce noise as a byproduct, the crackle of solar winds, the hiss of background radiation. The singing black hole's notes, though, are mathematically pure, their intervals so exact they could have been tuned by a master luthier. Each tone corresponds to a specific gravitational ripple in the black hole's accretion disk, where superheated plasma spirals inward at near light speed. Normally, this process should generate chaotic noise, yet here the disk behaves like a colossal musical instrument. Its particles, plucked by the black holes, spin into orderly vibrations. It's as if the universe has composed a lullaby for the void. Compare this to Earth's natural soundscapes, and the parallels are uncanny. The black hole's lowest frequencies mirror the infrasound pulses of tectonic plates shifting, the same vibrations that unsettle animals before earthquakes. Its mid-range tones align with the resonant frequency of Earth's atmosphere, the hum you'd hear if our planet's air were a giant singing bowl. Even its higher pitches find echoes in the ultrasonic clicks of dolphins, as if life evolved to harmonize with the cosmos' hidden music. One daring theory suggests this isn't accidental. If the universe has a fundamental sound, life might inherently tune itself to those frequencies, a concept called cosmic biophononics. But the black hole's song holds darker secrets. Over decades of observation, its tempo has slowed by microseconds, a decay rate that precisely matches the theoretical lifespan of the universe. Some researchers argue it's counting down, its vibrations ticking toward an unfathomable finale. Others detect patterns in the harmonics, Fibonacci sequences, prime number clusters, even what might be encoded equations for spacetime curvature. When graphed, these patterns form spirals eerily reminiscent of ancient petroglyphs, symbols our ancestors carved without knowing why, as if the music was calling to them across millennia. Then there's the silence between notes. Most black holes emit a constant roar of X-rays and radio static. This one breathes. Its pauses last exactly 19.5 seconds, a number that recurs mysteriously in nature, from the angle of Jupiter's great red spot to the geometry of pyramid chambers. During these gaps, sensors detect faint echoes, like the afterimage of a sound that hasn't happened yet. It's the auditory equivalent of déjà vu, a whisper from a timeline where the melody already ended. Perhaps the most haunting question isn't how the black hole sings, but why. Is this a natural resonance, the universe's way of balancing cosmic energies? Or is it intentional, a beacon, a warning, or a eulogy for something we don't yet understand? One team recently discovered that the black hole's song strengthens when probe signals hit its event horizon, as if it's responding to being heard. That's the real terror, isn't it? Music requires a listener, and somewhere in the dark, something's waiting to hear us answer. The doorway's energy surges aren't just pulses, they're breaths. Every 11 years, like clockwork, the structure convulses with a 6-minute burst of activity so precise it could be mistaken for mechanical. Sensors register a 1,000-fold spike in its distortion field, warping spacetime so severely that nearby stars appear to fracture into prismatic shards before snapping back into place. Yet for all this violence, the doorway itself remains motionless, an immutable frame around chaos, untouched by the forces it unleashes. What divides researchers isn't the fact of these surges, but their meaning. One camp argues their death throws evidence of a dying wormhole shedding energy as it collapses. They point to the surge's decaying intensity. Each cycle measures 0.3% weaker than the last, a fade that, if projected forward, suggests the doorway has perhaps 8 millennia left before dissolving entirely. The opposing view paints these pulses as maintenance. Just as a heart's rhythm alternates between systole and diastole, the doorway's surges might be cycling energy to stabilize its structure. This faction highlights how the distortion field briefly tightens post-surge, its edges growing sharper for exactly 48 hours afterward, as if whatever lies beyond is reinforcing the frame. The most chilling data comes from the surge's microsecond aftermath. Deep scans reveal residual particles unlike anything in our universe, matter that weighs less than nothing, light that bends backward. These anomalies evaporate almost instantly, but not before leaving ghostly imprints in detector arrays. Some resemble fractal equations, others, when converted to audio, produce chord progressions that human musicians have independently composed across disconnected cultures. It's as if the doorway isn't just leaking energy, but ideas, fragments of physics, or perhaps art, from wherever it leads. Then there's the silence between surges. For a structure that warps reality itself, the doorway spends 99.999% of its existence in perfect stillness. No Hawking radiation, no quantum flutter, not even the faint thermal whisper of entropy. It doesn't behave like a natural phenomenon. It behaves like something waiting. New evidence from neutrino telescopes complicates the debate. During the last surge, detectors registered a faint echo particles arriving from the direction of the doorway's threshold, but delayed by exactly 9 years. The math is undeniable. These neutrinos didn't just traverse space. They traveled backward through time, emerging from the event before it technically occurred. If confirmed, this would mean the doorway isn't merely a passage through space, but a knot where cause and effect unravel. Some researchers now whisper that the surges aren't signs of decay or repair at all. They're attempts, repeated efforts by something on the other side to untie that knot from their end. The terrifying implication: whatever's knocking may not know we're here, or worse, it might finally be getting through. From the hexagon's pulsating symmetry to the doorway's time-defying silence, the Triangulum Galaxy isn't just a collection of stars. It's a cosmic hall of mirrors reflecting realities we're only beginning to glimpse. These 30 objects defy categorization, laughing in the face of physics as we know it. Why does the singing black hole hum in scales that resonate with human DNA? What force keeps the Ouroboros ring stars locked in their cannibalistic dance? And who or what polished the mirror shard's surface to show us futures that haven't happened yet? Each mystery peels back another layer, revealing how little we truly understand about the universe's rulebook. This galaxy doesn't just challenge science, it taunts it. The living nebula recoils from observation like a shy predator, while the quantum fern's branches rewrite themselves when studied, as if reality itself is shy. The clockwork rings tick with precision no natural process explains, and the bioluminescent webs pulses mirror deep-sea creatures we've barely explored on our own planet. Even the Screaming Comet's metallic wails follow harmonic patterns too deliberate to dismiss as chaos. These aren't anomalies, they're breadcrumbs left by a universe far stranger, far older, and far more playful than we've dared to imagine. And yet, the greatest mystery isn't in the stars, it's in us. Why do these phenomena feel familiar? The Fractal Nebula's spirals match our neurons. The choir's harmonies echo our oldest music. The pyramid's dimensions align with monuments we built millennia before telescopes existed. Is the universe whispering in a language we're wired to sense but not yet decode? Or are we seeing the fingerprints of something, or someone who shaped both the cosmos and our minds to recognize its handiwork? Now it's your turn. Dive into the comments and tell us which of these objects keeps you up at night. Is the hollow planetoid a gutted warship or a cosmic egg? Are the twin black orbs watching us, or are we the ones being watched? Hit subscribe and join us as we chase these enigmas across the stars, because the Triangulum Galaxy isn't done surprising us. Not